resolution is there. Why don't you journalists go and get that resolution? Instead, it is the president's letter which is being quoted. That president's letter is basically 2 paragraphs. But the document of the resolution, you need to study it. Singapore is built in the ocean. They keep reclaiming land. The city of Florence basically is floating in water. In the Netherlands, there are canals all over. So let us, as the media, assist the public to debate the real issues about what's happening in KCCA. For us as DP, the last time our candidate was thrown out, this time we have a candidate, and all the poor people in Kampala, remember that when DP was in charge of Kampala, the poor people had space in Kampala. But now, Kampala yabagaga. And yet these mourners claim that they are for the poor people. But now we have found out that they are actually like Obuwundo. Obuwundo, is that the bats? Eh? You know a bat? A bat, one day tax collectors were collecting taxes. They started with birds. Then the bat said, I'm not a bird because I don't lay eggs, though I fly. Then the tax collectors came and said, now we are collecting from mammals. And the bird says, me, I'm a bird, I fly. Those bats of Kampala, you saw how one was silenced by General Salim Saleh. He tried to talk rubbish, and he was warned in a handwritten note that please move slowly, because we can bring out your nudes. This city cannot be a city of pretenders. This city has been taken over by the central government. You need a city leadership that can cooperate with the central government in the interest of the ordinary people. Because you cannot collect money as an individual, and yet you are telling your people, don't get money for a myoga, don't get money for PDM, don't get money from private sector foundation. But for you, you have tarmacked the road up to your gate. And you drive a Land Rover Discovery. But you tell people, this government does not love us at all. They have kept us poor. Then why are you not a sample of poverty yourself? Lwaki toyambala buziina? You are complaining that the hospitals are bad. People are treated abroad. But you are also always abroad being treated. The campaign in Kampala is going to be hotter than the campaign for president of Uganda. That one I'm telling you. And there's need for a debate. Let those people bring their ideas. I've already seen on social media, they're asking them, they're asking the chief mourner, where is your manifesto? For the first time, I've seen him bringing out posters. You know, those days he would take voters for granted. He would bring posters in the last 2 weeks. Then he does some katemba around with the Kadodi dancers. Then he cries as a chief mourner. Then they say, Bambi, Bambi, Atwagala. Then they vote for him. But this time, he has to work for every vote he's going to get. For the first time, I've seen his posters very early. Unfortunately, he has hired goons to tear DP posters. They have even confessed to us that he's paying goons to tear down the posters of the DP candidate. That means there is fear. What DP is doing in Kampala has brought fear. So I want to encourage our candidates for council. We have the means to support you. We have the resources to support your campaign. And we are going to move as a team. After the launch, we are now going to have district launches. We are going to be at Popol to launch for Rubaga. We are going to Mbogo to launch for Kawempe. We are going to Uma Hall to launch for Nakawa. And we are going to be at Old Kampala, the school, to launch for Kampala Central. And then where else? Zambia Sharing. We shall have a big launch at Zambia Sharing. So let us move together. And we must know who loves our party. Let us not waste time on those who hate our party. Imagine if you are a Catholic in Saudi Arabia. You don't waste time quarreling with the 99% of Muslims. You focus on those who say the rosary wherever they are. That is what DP needs to do. Twezule. In the launch of the manifesto on Sunday, I said Mao means manya akwagala osirike. You must know who loves you. And those who love us, we saw them. That hole is very big, by the way. Even musicians fail to fill that hole in Serena. And people said that how are you going to do a launch in Serena? What was done in Serena is what is going to be done at the City Hall. Because City Hall has locked out the poor. They are not allowed to go there. You find guns at the gate. The gate is ever locked. So DP is going to open up City Hall again. But more importantly, we got voices from Batembei. We got voices from market traders. We got voices from Kasita. We got voices from Boda Boda. And on that day, the president was celebrating his birthday in Kololo. Can you imagine competing for audience with the president of Uganda and still filling that hall? So I want to congratulate all those who were part of the organization, and particularly our candidate, who has brought new energy into Kampala. So to those of you who are standing here, just eliminate fear. DP is a party that is known for not fearing anything or anybody. After all, what haven't we seen? Our leader was murdered. Can any of these parties survive if their leaders were to die tomorrow? Kavule, if the leader doesn't wake up tomorrow, will there be a party? First, they have to change the posters. Even Chadondo Road. Can see our friends of UPC have been struggling ever since Dr. Bote departed. But for us, we are driven, we are fueled by our values. We are not fueled by an individual. So those of you who are attacking Mao, Mumalamanda, you cannot fight an idea. DP is an idea. DP is not a person, and DP is not Mao. So eliminate fear. Our job is to support you. Those of you who have joined the party from other parties, you are most welcome. And those who are in the party, but they are in the party to disagree with the party, I hope you have learned a few lessons. That DP has a very strong core leadership. It's really, really hard. We are soft on the surface, but we have a very hard core. And we want our national aspirations to continue being the mainstream idea of the party. I've had a meeting with the chairman of Kampala, who is our regional leader in Kampala. Mwami Kwata Kunsao is seated somewhere there. So I have told him that we are going to have a big meeting of our leaders in Kampala, just to educate them about the constitution of the party. Because some people think the party is run according to their opinions. The party is not run according to my opinion. It is run according to the constitution. So let us bring everybody on board, because this is a campaign season. We don't have time to waste. We are not afraid to debate good proposals. After Kampala, we are heading west, where we are now getting very good quality candidates. You know, the other so-called opposition, they keep fighting amongst each other. So today it is an FDC in the constituency, then Noop comes and chases him away, then they celebrate victory. But what victory? No victory. It is like removing money from the left pocket and putting it in the right pocket. Then you say you are richer. You cannot say you are richer. Noop only came and inherited constituencies which were already for the opposition, plus some very few where NRM was. But most of the constituencies were opposition constituencies. But DP, we are the ones who have always gone to new areas. First, we went and took on Chotera. We brought Chotera on board. And she's here. Now we have gone to Isinjiro. You people cannot, you people should visit Isinjiro, you the journalists who are making noise here in Kampala. You know, most of the new posters stop after Masaka municipality, or the city of Masaka. It is as if they have decided that they don't belong to the whole of Uganda. Now we are in Rubabo. In Isinjiro, we have got 3 candidates who can win parliamentary seats. And they are very serious, and even the people there have accepted. And remember, that is my mother's district. So that is also home for me. And that is where we are heading next for a very big event. We are going to have the mother of all events. Where we have got so many candidates nominated. Now the parties that keep pretending that they are the biggest opposition party, do you know how many chairpersons and councillors are unopposed who are on NRM ticket? So instead of tackling NRM, they are busy tackling the parties that are not in power. I am very pleased by the rise of the new generation in the Democratic Party. For those of you who are new, I want you to be as confident as you can be. Don't let anybody ask you what is what. Whether you have joined today, whether you have joined now, you are equal to the person who joined long ago, like Mzee Lwanga. I found Mzee Lwanga in DP. He is still there. And he joined much earlier than me, but he respects me as if we joined on the same day. And that's the respect we want to promise to you people who are here. The lugezi-gezi of some of the DP members, that Chibina Chaba Jaja. These are political judges. They are not blood judges. Fortunately, some people are beginning to follow or finding their way back home. Where is Namakula? I thought I saw her somewhere. Yes. Namakula is a muzukulu of our former president, Dr. Paul Kawanga Semogerere. She was lost in Nup. But she is back home, where she belongs. And we have told her, this is a party that your grandfather led in the most difficult time. Your grandfather spent years in prison because of this party. What are you doing among those comedians? But fortunately, Ugandans are waking up. So we really want to welcome you. We are very proud that you have come back to where you belong. Let our DP members not be driven by waves again. Because a wave can take you, but the water always goes back. Now you have seen the wave which took some people to parliament, now the water has gone back. Katibali kulukalu. Ezo size momeze mbade njogerako. Kati wenjogerako nti ayogera bubi. Okay, now teach me another Luganda word, which is better than that one. I am seeing people crying, highly educated people. They are picking funny people that they are the ones to go to. We are hearing stories of corruption, paying for party cards, something which we have never had in DP. So DPs, don't be driven by waves once again. If there are any questions in English, I can respond to them. The child is born, the child is born. Even the certificate is a formality. So all those wasting time about gazetting, they are just displaying their ignorance of the reality. The minutes of the meeting have already been filed and they have been received. There is no legal requirement actually to gazette, because the leaders are always on file of the Electoral Commission. And the delegates conference is a party delegates conference. But the people we are dealing with are now stuck. They are like people who start cleaning the floor of a house from the door going inside. So you reach a point when now you can't clean where you are standing. That's where they are now. They are wondering, do I jump? If I walk back, I will dirten the floor I've already cleaned. So you must always start from inside getting out. So they are stuck. That's why now, first they said, we unfairly threw them out, that some were disqualified. But every game has rules. Why do we have yellow and red cards in football? Because you have rules. If you come and you try to do what some of them were trying to do, you get a red card. And being obedient to a red card ensures that you can play again. So I think, I really feel pity for some of these young people. Even their patron has now abandoned them because he's busy. He has to fight for his parliamentary seat. I no longer see him in the press conferences. Because at the end of the day, it is how it ends. How will it end? And it is not going to end well if they don't come back home and we talk. I've been talking to some of them individually. Because these are people that, some of them I have groomed them myself. But it is our duty to educate them. So the minutes of the delegates conference are already on record in the Electoral Commission, and that is the record which includes all those who were elected. And the elections were done in the open. The results were declared in the open. Now, to start talking about do not gazette, it is like a traditional marriage. Now, when you marry traditionally, you can choose to register your marriage and you get, but if you don't register it, you are still husband and wife. So, they do not understand the law. That's all. Yeah. On the same question? No. He had another one. That one was a weakness here in our secretariat of not delivering stamps. Because if you are in a district, let's say you are in Bushenyi, the chairman of Bushenyi is supposed to stamp that you are the DP candidate for the district council, you are the DP candidate for the sub-county chairperson or sub-county council. And those are not NEC members. So those people were not elected in the delegates conference. But again, we beg you people in the media really to amplify what is serious, because that matter was our own administrative failure. We failed to deliver the stamps in advance. But also we had some problematic districts whose administration we took over as the National Executive Committee. We named them in the last press conference. That was Kampala, Mukono, Wakiso, and it included some of the districts like Jinja and also Jinja City, because they had rebels. Now, when a central government is facing rebellion, you must contain the rebellion. Otherwise, you are not a serious government. If anybody is rebelling against the government of Uganda, even if you are aware, the central authority must come and draw the line and say, if you cross this line, you are finished. So that's what we did in Kampala, by telling the rebels in Kampala that you must know where the real power lies. Because it's like if you're a catechist and you are terrorizing people, the bishop has to come in and say, Genda Mpola, Saba Christo, Kakana. That is really what we did. And that's our constitution as DP. And other parties, I don't know how they run. Other parties, they have shrines, like I said the last time. So that is basically it. What was the other question? Now, I beg you to allow us to get the lawyers to deal with that. I would be I can't appoint a lawyer, then I want to be my lawyer again. So, excuse me from that question. I'll not answer it because we don't know. Secondly, bills, of course, have to be taxed in court. So when they are taxed, but we have always been forgiving. The point I've made is that this time we are not forgiving them of costs. That's why I said we may have some auction of things. And maybe because we have been too nice, that's why they have been disrespecting us. So we are going to be good, but we are not going to be nice. You know the difference between being good and being nice. So tell them that Mao is going to continue being a good man, but he's not going to be a nice man anymore. And by not being nice, we hope they'll next time think twice before suing the party. And then the security for costs, it is up to the court to determine it. But we are applying for that. Yes, sir. The candidate wants votes from everybody in Kampala. Definitely, there's even no polling station in Serena. But Serena is owned by Aga Khan and the government of Uganda. This is really why I weep for Ugandans. You even don't know who you are. You don't know that you are really a rich people. You are the kind of people who even when you reach Serena, you cross and walk on the other side of the road. So we did it deliberately to tell people that Serena also belongs to you. I did it once. You remember when I was first elected MP, the war was still going on in the north. So my supporters came in lots of buses. So I told them we are going to march to Parliament from Makerere. And we started marching on foot. They were fearing to march on the tarmac. Most of them were going on the shop verandas because they have been suffering for over 10 years in the war in the north. This is Kampala, this government, this what? I said, please, it is the money of our tobacco and cotton which paved the streets of Kampala. Walk, let the cars give way. It was a way of freeing people also. And that is why it is a mental thing. Now, some of you who may not be Christians, your God lives in a pot. So, because that's where he fits. Or in some small shrub like that. But for us, when we want to worship, we want to build a cathedral. If we can afford marble, we will bring it there. So we are also telling the people of Kampala that every square inch of this city belongs to you. So you are really the people who are a problem to Kampala, because you are telling people that you don't belong to Serena. And you are, and it is a real disease. I'm a minister of government. Sometimes when I receive ordinary people who I don't know and I solve their problems, they are kneeling down. Honorable Minister, there should only this be 5 of people like you. And I feel like kneeling myself and saying, I should be thanking you for bringing me here. Because without you, I would not be a minister. I'm here to serve you. So we have made people to feel that we are doing them a favor, even to serve them. So you people are the real problem in this city. Let our people feel that they belong everywhere. In other countries, like the State House should be open for children from the ghetto to go and tour the State House and say, this is where the one who makes decisions about your life lives. These are the pictures of the presidents. This is Nyerere, this is Amin, that is how you build a country. Now for you, you are busy blocking off some areas. And I really ask you to repent, to change how you communicate. And 80% of the people who were in Serena were the ordinary people. But before they came, we had to give them counseling. Because like you, because you are also infecting their minds that that place is not for you. That place is not for you because you lack confidence. So you are like the people when you go to a dance hall and you see a very beautiful woman, you say, oyo namugambako ntya. Ndi mugasapatu, sigolode na saati. But there must be something in your heart which gives you the courage to hold her by the hand and say, shall we dance? And to your great shock, she will even stand up and you dance. So let us work on the minds of our people so that they have that feeling that Kampala belongs to them. But more importantly, we are going to go to the people. Now, the other important point you made is what they call Bubadi. Bubadi is okay, but who suffers for the Bubadi? It is the voter who suffers. Because I understand some police officers are paid to come and block meetings. So when you are, some people always won elections because they appear to be persecuted by the police. But if you are a lousy leader, then the people suffer. Actually, me, I love election because when you vote badly, you suffer for 5 years. And indeed, you should suffer. I have no sympathy for people who vote badly. They are responsible for their own suffering. So the people of Kampala, just shut up and be quiet unless you are going to vote for the DP candidate. They are always chasing you because the people you have there don't care about the ordinary people. They only care about the next election. So, according to you, we should have... no, okay. According to the people you are speaking for. According to the people you are speaking for, the event would have been felt if there was tear gas, so that they say the government is so afraid of DP, the place has been blocked off and so on. First of all, I don't like tear gas. Let me tell you the truth. Second, I don't like being beaten by police. Do you like being beaten? Tell me the truth. Why does anybody want to be beaten? I saw this chief mourner of ours. They squeeze these unmentionables. I don't want my unmentionables squeezed by a fellow man. And the guy was wearing grip gloves. And around, you have seen, I have led demonstrations. I have led more fruitful demonstrations than any of these leaders. Because I don't do it for kabaddi. I do it because I believe it is something I should do. I don't like to be arrested. I don't like to be thrown behind a pickup to show the world that, you know, I have really suffered for you. But I've told you what they do. And they do it, one day you people, you boycott the events. Let the police deal with them when you are absent. They do it for the media. They don't do it because they love martyrdom. Who recorded the slaughter of the Uganda martyrs? No one. They suffered. There were no cameras, nothing. Everything we just have to imagine. Did Carol Iluangafa say NTV? Tulumba, come. Because that's what these Bubadi people do. They say, NBS, mwena muje, tugenda kulumba, ne police weri. Then you also fall in the katimba. That it is news. Do something because you believe in it. So you would have loved it if my beloved wife is being tossed on a pickup. I don't want my wife being held by uncouth people that are being thrown in a pickup. I cannot accept it. And definitely I don't want to. And even when I would be demonstrating, I tell the police, don't touch me. Just tell me where you want me to go, and I'll go. And I button my jacket. I said, do you know who I am? I know who I am. Nobody can just start handling me. Do you know me? to start holding me that Onkute Jack. Who are you? I'm an advocate enrolled by Chief Justice Wambuzi, 1994. And some lumpen comes and grabs me like this. Who are you? So those who do that, they know they have no other qualities of leadership. They are doing it because they want to win public sympathy. But that one is over now. DP has raised the standards of the campaign. Tugenda kubatwala speed gye batalabangako. Because mucha kuba muchayogera ku Serena nga tulumbye Kawempe. Mucha debating nga Kawempe tuli Makindye. You are going to be breathless chasing us. It is not going to be easy for the Bubadi people. In fact, I need to tell the Inspector General of Police that is a journalist who has given me a tip. So that, in fact, the police is part of the group that allows lumpens to win elections. Why would you allow a lumpen to come and win just because of that, of Bubadi? So, if you elect a person because of Bubadi, you will also end up with Bubadi. Tell me, 15 years, what has changed in Kampala? You, the media now, give a report card objectively. Apart from saying, oh, Museveni this, Museveni that. I was in Gulu for 5 years only. What were we able to do? Because I worked with everyone. I was the only DP ever to have led Gulu. I had only one other DP councillor out of 37. But I was able to bring everybody together. DP is going to unite the councillors of Kampala. And DP is going to work with the central government to serve Kampala better. If there's an issue, it will be debated. Because for us, we say we are brain power. And we must first say no to the politics of Bugatti. That is the number one thing. So in Serena, omuntu wa wansi yabaddeyo. Tell me who was missing in Serena. Now, how do people feel an event? People feel an event nowadays because of social media. That thing was live on social media. Millions of people watched it. We are still receiving messages of appreciation. And the manifesto is a manifesto of substance. It has real issues. Now it has put pressure on the other two. The guy from Kavule and this Katonga. They now must come up with ideas. We have no time for Bubadi. Will your Kabadi pay school fees for my child? Why are these leaders taking voters for granted? Then they go to CPS, they are released, they go back home, and they say, bring me the remote control. Babiraze ku TV. Ebyaffe biri babiraze while he is drinking very cold butunda. And the people who have been tulwanirire sebo tufuja kufa nawe. You can't even afford a sugar cane or a chikomando. That has to stop. It is true, people are not at the same level, but at least we cannot use people to that extent. We cannot use people to that extent. We must be, if we say we are in the struggle, we must really be in the struggle. You cannot be in the struggle just to present a fake image. So we will go, next we shall go to Sheraton, and then we'll even go to, there's Marriott, there's Mestil, Protea is still there. All those places are Kampala. We can, Munyonyo, Speak Resort, In fact, that's where I think we must have our seminar for our candidates. Yeah. We must, all the poor people want to go to heaven. Heaven is the best place on earth. Why don't you say that, sisani de muguru, I think given my level, I should go to hell. But I understand in heaven everything is made of gold, you are served by angels. So, we must not wait until we die to go to heaven. We must have the heaven on earth before we die. So, go and tell all those people, even me, even when I was young, I would leave Makerere and I just go and sit in Sheraton with cars for their wedding. Even people who don't own a bicycle, they assemble a convoy of vehicles. So, stop stunting the ambitions of our people. Let our people dream big. That is the most important thing. If I brought you a Lugabire and I brought you a nice shoe like the one you are wearing, are you going to say, I think the Lugabire is better? You will go for the best, isn't it? If I left you here a bicycle and I put a Land Cruiser and say, you choose one, which one will you choose? Even me now, if somebody offered me a house in Kololo, I immediately dump where I am. Say, no. Actually, I've always been wanting to sleep in Kololo. That's where I would want to be. If says, Mao, we are giving you a house in Nakasero. Say, bye-bye, Lubowa. Ngenze Nakasero. And why not? So, all the countries that have developed by telling our people, dream big. I was in a village school which stopped in P6, but I had heard of Namiliango. And I was always dreaming, Nino Kulinya yo, Namiliango. And I ended up there. Now you tell me, you are in Gulu Primary, Gulu Senior, then Gulu University, then you work in Gulu District. You are the people killing our people. Which one? About
that you are going to make an argument to FDC support their presidential candidate, then you run for municipality at the end.
I have been talking to Ugandans about this thing. The problem is that you people don't listen. I was here and I told you the future. Why don't you believe me? Because I'm there and I sit where these things are said. Unlike you. You depend on rumors. Me, I'm at the source. Me, I'm at the source. Now, forget about Mao. Me, I don't even need to contest for anything, by the way. I don't need to even contest for LC1. I will remain a Ugandan, and I know my time will come. That's why I'm very calm. So tell anybody who is worried about Mao, let them remove Mao from their head. Mao is president of DP. I am the flag bearer of DP for president of Uganda. That is the position I have. Now, Binaisa once said that Kampala is a city of 7 hills and 7 rumors a day. So that is one of the 7 that you have. In Uganda, blocks. What are blocks in Uganda? Ebibondo. You can't say Biwai. Biwai is a bit small. Obubondo bubidi mu Uganda. There is one block of people who believe in uniting Uganda, and they believe in cooperating with one another. They believe in dialogue. That group has NRM. That group has DP. That group has UPC. That group has FDC. That group has a DF. You can call it a group of 5. I am the one telling you. That is a big block, and it is the biggest block. And that group is going to grab at least 80% of the Ugandan vote in order to take Uganda beyond President Museveni. And that's why you should not worry about running to exile or looking for a visa. You don't need to run. The future is bright. Do not have any fear. That group is going to be together to hold the country. That is the cement. Ezimbo Lutindo. The quick drying cement. That is the cement. Forget about the Bubadi. In the Bubadi, people talk on TV, but now me, I'm telling you that that's a group of 5. And we are still looking for others. Others are going to come. That group is to protect Uganda as we escort President Museveni. Now that is the transition I've been talking about. For you think a transition is a switch. That now you switch on, off. On, off. That's not how transition works. Transition is, I won't tell you the details, but I'll tell you that that's a block for securing the future of Uganda. In the world, it is going to be so quiet. And those who don't want it to be quiet will be made quiet. They will be told, Musirike kokatono. Tuchayina bye tuteesa. So, if you want to hold a rally in Kololo, your people will go and set the venue, and your audience will come. You will arrive and address it, and you go home. After all, you want to speak to your people. We who want to sell our vegetables and so on, don't disturb us. We are busy. If we want to come and listen to you, we will come. But don't come to antagonize me. I'm in Owino repairing borders. I'm in Katwe welding sigiris and so on. Don't come to disturb my Katwe. You can pass with a loudspeaker saying that bawelda zimwenna tubaniriza ekololo. Then I decide whether I want to come or not. But you don't come and start saying, if you haven't closed your shop, then you support a dictator. Eh? That will not be allowed. That one I can tell you. So, you have made me say what you had not asked me, but take it from me. That Kampala is going to be very, very peaceful, and so will every part of Uganda. And then the election results will be announced. We shall have members of parliament, and we'll have mayors, we shall have district councillors, and then we start serving Ugandans for the next 5 years. But also he's an elected leader. He's the LC1 chairman in Mutundwe, Mbao zone. There's a zone called Mbao. That is, he's elected by the people there. I am doing this to prove only one thing. That despite all the noise we see in the media, the credibility of DP remains intact. Because the credibility of a party does not depend on the noise people make. It is like gold. Even if you throw gold in a pit latrine, it remains gold. And if I found it, I would pick it. I don't know any of you would say, no, I can't pick this gold. If you are here and you won't pick it, please raise your hand. Then I declare you a certified fool. That is what DP is. No matter what happens to DP, it remains authentic. And that's why Everybody is always talking about DP. When you tune any radio station, they are talking about DP. You know the story of Snow White. I never went to nursery school. I'm not like these ones here. These, these ones went to nursery school. They are planned kids. Now, those of us who just studied in the village, we started by taking roasted potatoes and cassava and maize straight to P1. That is us. We were never given mattresses to sleep on, that now it is time for sleeping, that you watch TV, that you watch Teletubbies, cartoons shown by NTV. NTV even has a whole program for children in the morning for planned kids. So we were told the story because we didn't have books. So you had to remember. You, the planned kids, all of you get a book called Lady Bird. For us, we never had it. So there was a very evil queen. She used to go to her mirror and then ask the mirror, "Mirror, mirror, tell me who is the fairest?" And the mirror would say, "Oh, queen, you are fair, but there is one more fairer than you, Snow White." So all the political parties, whenever they try to ask whether they are the best, they are told, "You are very good, but there is DP." Everybody is always talking about DP. Even the president of Uganda is always talking about DP. And he has never forgotten the 10 years he was a member. And he was an ordinary member. He was not even a chairman of a village branch. So, I want members of DP to ezule. Let's know who we are. Most of you are like princes and princesses that are among thugs, because you are not aware that you are Balangira and Abambeja. But now we need to come and tell you and whisper in your ears that, do you know who you are? Remember, if somebody came and told you that, do you know that you are a prince? And that palace there is actually your home. Meanwhile, you are there suffering in the village, homeless. And that's the message we are sending to all the people who love truth and justice, that you have a home. So, Mr. Malinga, you are really, really most welcome. Yalama Noi, thank you so much for deciding. There are two other things. The complete list of nominated candidates is going to be made public within this week. That is for the local councils. Thereafter, we shall publish the list of those who are going to vie for parliament. I want to talk about some developments in terms of the differences we have in the party. First, a political party is an association of those who agree. I don't know why people want to go to a political party in order to disagree. If you want to disagree, then you don't need to belong to that political party. For instance, I'm a Roman Catholic. I cannot go to be baptized in order to argue with my bishop that I don't agree with this doctrine. No, this canon law is wrong. I don't like this. I know that I must believe in the apostolic succession. So now my Pope is Leo the 14th. And it doesn't matter what I think of America, because he's an American. That is irrelevant. What I know is that he went to a seminary, he was ordained as a priest, became a bishop, became archbishop, was elevated to be a cardinal, and the fellow cardinals have elected him. that is also how I became president of DP. You know that I joined DP in 1989. I was received. I was trained for 1 year by the Foundation for African Development in a course known as Democracy and Development by Mzee Henry Bazira Sewanyana. 1 full year. I was a leader of students. I went for Constituent Assembly. I lost. I was elected Member of Parliament. I served 2 terms. I was elected to lead Gulu. You can go and see the work we did. The evidence is there. Even people from Kampala, they need to go to Gulu to learn how a city looks like. Because this one definitely is not what a city is supposed to look like. I was elected president of DP. I stood for president. The first time, I won in 3 districts in Uganda. The number 2 candidate, Dr. Besigye, won in 4 districts. The rest of the districts were won by President Museveni. That is what makes me an authentic leader. I have my track record. Even before I came to DP, I had already been an MP, even before I came to lead DP. So, those who come to a party in order to disagree, obviously are misplaced. I see people are disagreeing with their parties everywhere. In NRM, they are busy quarreling. NUP, they are busy quarreling. All these other parties. Why do you go to a party in order to disagree? Because a party is a place for agreement. It is of people who have, they say, abataka begase, bebalima kambugu. So you must know what kambugu you are tackling. So in Uganda, we are tackling the problem of democracy. We are tackling the problem of economic development. We are tackling the problem of national reconciliation. We have hurt each other so much over the years. We are tackling the problem of how to talk to each other. We are tackling the problem of national security, the role of the army. We have the youth bulge. So many young people. We don't have enough opportunities for them. That's why everybody is printing a poster and going into politics. It doesn't happen in countries like Germany, in France. If you go to Britain, you are not going to find a kind of katumba, oh yeah, that's the most important thing. You are not going to find, you are going to find people looking for the opportunities. How can I create an app? How can I make sure that 1 acre grows more crops than it used to do 20 years ago using technology? How can I bring down the cost of internet? People are innovating. But here the only innovation is to make a poster and in order to go and be elected. So this is a challenge to us, the older people. We have to create opportunities. Look at this podium here. I hadn't seen our candidate from Chotera. You're most welcome. All these people are very, very, very young. They are sending us a message that we who are leading this country, there's something we are not doing right. So they are coming basically to say, the party is over. Get out. That's the message the young people are sending to us. So we better really do a good job so that we keep them innovating. They should be building houses. They should be designing bridges. They should be in fashion industry. They should be making films. That's what the young people in other countries are doing. But in our country, they wake up in the morning, where should we drop pigs today? You know, that is the most creative activity. The other day, they also dropped some pigs here. Ironically, the one who led them was a Muslim. I don't know whether he now has sanitized the pigs. Then they went and dropped pigs also at the Electoral Commission. How can you wake up in the morning and the most creative activity you are designing is where to drop pigs? And you even have a CV which says you have a university degree. After all, I don't know what happened to the pigs. We should start a farm. You know, a piglet is 700,000 shillings, a good one. So if somebody comes and donates 2.8 million by dropping 4 piglets, please bring more. Please bring more. We will first take them to the vet, make sure they are vaccinated. I don't eat pork myself, but I don't mind. Those who eat it, they are a good market. So I want to announce to the young people who have found it that they instead of investing in a pig farm, they want to put a name on the pig and then they drop it here. Please send some more. We welcome those donations. But the point is simple. We need to create more opportunities for young people, because I see the frustration that young people have. Some people have been to parliament. One term, they are now out. They have a degree but no skills. There are 4 things in life to you young people that determine your value. Your value is determined, number 1, by your education. Number 2, by your experience. Number 3, by the skills that you have. And then number 4, the connections that you have. That is what determines your value as a human being. Now you go on social media and you abuse everybody. That means you are disconnecting yourself. And let me give you a secret. These days, the Public Service Commission, before they interview you, they go to your social media profile. Some of you don't know why you are not being shortlisted. Because you are a nuisance. Who wants you to come and be a nuisance? They go to your social media profile, they see how you behave on TikTok, they see your postings on X, they see you on Facebook, and they say, if there are better people, why do we need this one? So, muyasame mpola, abavubuka. Muyasame mpola, because you are disconnecting yourself from those who can make decisions on your, even visas now, they go to your social media profile. I hear many of you want to go to Saudi Arabia, Dubai, America, Canada. You are now required to disclose your social media profile. And if they discover that you have lied, automatically they reject you. So this world is becoming very interesting. Don't stand in your own way as a young person. And if you have any things you have been posting on WhatsApp groups, remember WhatsApp groups now have listening posts. So whatever you are posting, it is being screenshot. It is being screenshot. The next time you are shortlisted for a job, it is forwarded. And then the people say, what? We are dealing with a lunatic. Who wants a mad person? So you rather keep quiet. You think there's no privacy now in the world in which we live. And remember, you have your password. But that password only protects you against amateurs. Because behind the counter, everything you are doing is being seen. Are you the one who designed the X? They say enter password. Who is telling you to enter your password? Eh? That now put your facial recognition. Who is the one behind there? So for Norbert Mao, I don't have the technical skills to find out. But the people who really need to know, they go behind the counter and they can check you out. Atakutemyako yagala wambazi. I'm just warning you that when you see all doors are closing in front of you, blame yourself. You are the one busy locking every door. You are there, from morning up to evening, you are insulting people's mothers on WhatsApp groups. You don't know that there are 2 or 3 people on that WhatsApp group who are listening posts. They are busy sending. They profile you, this one, because after all you keep, then afterwards you say, I've been applying for jobs, nobody's giving me a job. Who wants a mad person to be given a job? It is important that we understand the world in which we live. Even in DP, we now use social media to also profile our candidates. So there are people who want to be our candidates. And when you go to a WhatsApp group, you can search. You just type their names, and whatever they have posted over the last, 10 years, come out. And then you start reading it and you analyze it. Then you say, this one does not represent the values of the party. So those of you who have chosen to be candidates, remember you are not representing Mao. You are representing the values of the party. You are like an ambassador. If I'm appointed an ambassador of Uganda, I cannot keep calling a press conference and say, my country is a very bad country. As a matter of fact, I don't like the leaders. Then I say, I am Ambassador Norbert Mao. What sort of ambassador would I be? So you are ambassadors of DP. If there is something which is not at your level, leave it to those for whom it is. Like I told you, as a Christian, there are questions that are for my bishop. They are not mine. Why should anyone want to ask me? So don't get involved in debates that are not useful. You represent DP, and you have chosen to be part of DP because you agree with DP. And what you found in DP, just accept it like the apps. Do you know you can't download an app unless you tap agree? So the fact that you're in DP means you have agreed with everything that you found. If you don't agree, the gate is there. If you don't want to download an app, then you say, I disagree, and it closes. Then they say, you look for another one. But that part of agreeing is there. So I think, young people, you need to know that you are not the founders of this party. Even me, when I came to this party, I had a lot I could have disagreed with the leaders. But that wasn't my business. The party was formed way before I was born. It had been led. It has been led by very serious people. Why do I think that the party cannot exist without me? That that I have a veto. You know, the lugezi-gezi of some of the people who joined the party. He joins today, starts lecturing the leaders on how to lead. You have not come to lecture us. First of all, what have you ever started yourself? First, manage yourself, your life. Stand in front of the mirror. Are you managing your life well, yourself? Then you want to come and lecture Mao on how to lead DP. So you have a big opportunity, and we are here to support you. We are very proud of some of the people that we have groomed, like Sarah, because I know for sure she's coming to Parliament. And this time, we are there to protect things. Sure. Nobody is going to steal your votes. And even the security forces will not disturb you because we are there. We will offer you protection. We are in the convoy to ensure protection. So I want to comment on the court case which was determined. We are going to send the judgment to you, the journalists, so that you read it for yourself. This time we are going to ask those who have been suing the party to pay costs. We have always been forgiving them. But this time we are going to auction their underwears. Because some of them are as broke can be. The only thing we may be able to auction is really their underwear. We are going to definitely demand that they pay costs. The cases are just of a nuisance value. The cases that don't exist, they have nothing to waste court's time. The things they have filed only have nuisance value. I hear some of them want to appeal. We have instructed our lawyers to demand that they should deposit security for costs, because we don't want to waste our time also. So they must first deposit money to ensure that they are able to pay the costs. That's the next case we are going for. So we congratulate the legal department headed by Doreen Akware. In this case, it is my uncle Kenneth Nsubuga, who was the lead counsel, supported by Justin Semuyaba, our long-suffering lawyers. Ever since I became president of DP, I have battled over 60 cases. I am the most sued party president in the history of the world. Maybe next to Donald Trump. I think we are two who are always being taken to court. Naye tuwangalira mu ntalo. And that has made us better, because we now can't fall asleep. We always have to be awake. Kenneth Nsubuga has made us very proud. And we also thank our Secretary General for supporting the cases. Court cases are expensive. And the party doesn't have money. Sometimes we have to contribute for the court cases. Our National Organizing Secretary has always been on the road to be in the court. Kennedy Mutenyo has always been there in the courts, plus many of you who believe in the party. Now, instead of accepting the judgment and preparing an appeal, they are insulting the judges. So now they have even annoyed the judges in advance. If you read the judgment, which I'm going to share with you in the media, you should know that sometimes we win cases, sometimes we lose. Even us, we have ever lost cases. And when we lose, we appeal. We are convinced that the party is in a good place. The other day, I warned people that we are going to surprise you. On Sunday, we had the launch of the manifesto of our candidate for Lord Mayor. And I think it showed a little difference. So the voters of Kampala are going to dump those two parties that are cancelling each other. I think the candidate for NUP and the candidate for PPF, they are likely to cancel each other because they are fighting for the same radical base. Now, for us, we are looking for people who want to work in a peaceful and clean Kampala. So, the Kavuyo caucus we are going to leave them. For them, they are for Kavuyo. One has been there for 15 years as the chief mourner. But Kampala needs a leader, not a chief mourner. Omukungubazi omukulu. Tukungubagidde emyaka 15. That will not resurrect a dead person. Simple cases like this project of building over Nakivubo Channel. And you journalists, I also wish to advise you to seek the truth. You like quoting opinions. Everybody you put a microphone in front of erupts with opinions. Try to be humble like some of us. Now, me as a humble man, I called the chairman of DP, Dr. Mayambala, because he used to be the speaker. He was the speaker of Makindye. He was part of KCCA, or KCC as it was called. So I asked him, do you know anything about any plan to put developments above the Nakivubo Channel? And he said yes, and we approved it. Now they are blaming the president of Uganda, who has never even been LC1 in Kampala. He has never been a councillor. Because of politics, they are now saying it is his project. This project is a project of Kampala Capital City Authority. If you are saying the process of allocating who develops it is the problem, deal with that. If KCCA wants to change the decision, they should debate it and change the decision. Naye olwamaze okubagumya ne bafuna amaanyi agajja Serena. Era banyumiddwa nnyo. Ekyo kye bayita defiance. Kye twakoze Serena bakiyita defiance. Bano aboogera obwogezi ku protest vote. Eyo ye protest vote yennyini. Kitegeeza nti ebibadde waggulu bidde wansi. Ebibadde wansi bidde waggulu. Kati omuntu wa bulijjo okulinnya ku Serena. Ne munnaffe aliko kati ndabanga atandise okutimbako ku bifaananyi. Bulijjo abadde yeebuzaabuza ebifaananyi abireeta akalulu kanca. Takola na campaign, akola awo obubaddi n'abapoliisi abamu abagulirira bajje bamugobe abantu bamusaasire nnyini afune obululu. Naye ku luno asanze tulaba tulina message empya, tulina candidate omupya kubanga DP we yabeerera mu City Hall nga ffe tufuga Kampala. Omuntu wa wansi yali yeyagalira mu Kampala. Naye kati Kampala efuuse ya ddiiru. Tuzze kugoba abaali batulimbye nti bazze kugogola Kampala. Tebalina kye bagogodde, babadde mu kutubuzaabuza. N'olwekyo enkya bw'otuwulira nga tuli Marriott teweewuunya, nga tuli Protea tugenze ku Mestil teweewuunya. Ate manifesto ne campaign zaffe oluva wano tujja kgenda ku Poppo nga twaniriza ab'erubaga, tugende Embogo mu Beekawempe, ku Uma Showground e Nakawa, wano Old Kampala Kasomero, tusinkana ab'e Kampala Central, ate tugende tusinkana ab'e Makindye wali ku Sharing Hall. Tetujja kukoma ku Serena. Ensonga endala gy'oyogeddeko era nga ggwe kennyini bwe wagambye lubadde lugambo. njagala mbuuza bannayuganda, oluusi mulowoozaako Uganda eneeba etya nga pulezidenti aliko kati taliiwo? Watazuukuka enkya Uganda eragawa? Kuba gwe ofa ku kya Mao okufuuka omubaka wa parliament, ofa ku kya Nandala Mafaabi kubanga Secretary General wa DP yagenze n'ayogera ku mukolo gwe. Njagala olowooze ku Uganda kati no ng'omuntu atuula mu bifo ensonga ezo ze bazoogerera. Olina okumanya nti mu Uganda kati tulina obubondo bubiri obw'ebyobufuzi. Akabondo kamu kalimu NRM ekulemberwa President Museveni, kalimu DP ekulemberwa Norbert Mao, kalimu FDC ekulemberwa Nandala Mafaabi, kalimu UPC ekulemberwa Jimmy Akena, kalimu DF Democratic Front ekulemberwa Mathias Mpuuga. Osobola n'okugattako kino ekibiina kya bidandisali PPP, n'ogattako ne Jema ekulemberwa Sumani Basalirwa. Naye nga COA ya bibiina bitano, group of 5. Group eyo ejja kutwala % nga 8, obululu 8 ku buli 100, kubanga ekigendera kya kugatta bannayuganda na kulaba nga enkyukakyuka ejja yonna erina okubeera mirembe. Mu group eyo sobola n'okugattamu aba PLU newankubadde nga ba NRM, naye nga generation empya ate nga ddoboozi mpya osobola okubagattako. Kati kitegeeza mulimu ebibiina 8. Akabondo akookubiri mulimu NUP ekulemberwa Bobi Wine, mulimu PFF ekulemberwa Dr. Besigye, ne mubeeramu ne ANT eya General Mugisha Muntu. Kati group eyo tebanaba kwetereeza bulungi kubanga ndaba bali mu kuvumagana nnyo, naddala ab'e Kavule n'ab'e Katonga. Ndaba kati tebalima kambugu. Ate bye bakaayanira bitono nnyo. Bali mu kukaayanira obwa Lord Mayor bw'e Kampala, bali mu kukaayanira ekifo ky'omubaka wa Parliament owa Kira Municipality. Ago ge maloboozi gempulira ennaku zino. Naye nga group eyo esooka gye njogeddeko eyaffe yo eri kitole ate eyina siminti omukwafu. Mu kukyusa eggwanga lyonna byenjogerako byetaagisa kubanga byaliko ne Ghana nga bava mu enfuga eya military eya Jerry Rawlings bagulirewo ebyobufuzi by'abasiviliani, era wajjawo obubondo bubiri, akamu NPP akalala NDC, era bye bibiina kati ebiriwo. Kino ekibiina we kivaako abantu we bakikoowa nga bagamba katuleeteko kiri. Mu Uganda enjawulo gye tulina nti gurupu eri ekyalimu obusagwa bungi nnyo. Kyemanya bannayuganda tebajja kubeesigana buyinza kubanga omuntu okumwesiga akwate ku buyinza kinganga omuntu okumuwa license y'okubeera n'emmundu. Olina kubanga olina omutima ogusalawo era ogwetegereza, ng'olina okwebuuza ekibuuzo nga sinnaba kugyawo obulamu bw'omuntu, ensonga nina sooka kugiteeka ku minzaani. Tulina ebitusoomooza mu Democratic Party. Abamu balowooza nti w'oyingira ekibiina omulimo gwo gwa kuwakanya abakulembeze abakikulembera. Ekibiina kitegeeza nti mukaanya. Kati w'otakaanya na bigenda mu maaso mu kibiina, lwaki weeyita munnakibiina? Njagala kulabula abo abeeyita abana DP. Olina okugondera amateeka ga DP, ogondere n'ebisalibwawo obukulembeze obuliko. Kibiina tekijja kutambulira ku birowoozo byo, kijja kutambulira ku constitution. Ky'oba olaba nti bannaffe abamu baatuwaabira embalala, era neebaza nnyo balooya baffe abaakulemberwa Justin Semuyaba ne munnamateeka waffe Kojjange Nsuubuga, kuba bagenze ne bawangula omusango. Kenneth Nsuubuga yakoze omulimu gw'amaanyi nnyo, era ababadde batwesimbako abaatuwaabira baba bakubye kyabugazi. Era ndabula omuntu yenna agezaako kati okutwala mu kooti. Ndowooza mutandise okusiiwuka empisa, temukyatuwa kitiibwa kubanga tetubasaba costs. Ku luno engeri kooti gyetuwadde costs, mulina okutusasula sente ze twonoonye. Ate abamu bendaba ku lisiti y'abaatuwaabira akabwa kabagoba, oba munaatunda ki? Abamu mutuuse n'okutunda underwear zammwe, naye tetujja kubasonyiwa. Mubeere kyakulabirako. Ekyokubiri, nawuliddeko nti mugenda kujulira. Nga temunaba kujulira, tulagidde balooya baffe mulina okuwaayo sente, mukole deposit mu kooti, ezo zeze sente ezinaatusasula ng'ate tubawangudde. Naye omusalawo, kuba nawulidde mugamba ndi mugenda mu Supreme Court, nze mbadde mbasaba mumbeera n'ensonga zonna nga ddala muli ba DP, mujje twogere. Ebyagenda mu maaso mubimanyi. Ensonyi temuzifuula busungu kati. Ekintu kyali mu lwatu, mujje tuteese we muba nga muli banna DP baddala. Bino bye mwekwasa nti amannya gaabo abaalondebwa okulembera DP tegaliiwo mu gazeeti. Rekodi ya Delegates Conference yonna n'abaalondebwa eri mu fayiro zaffe. Tubalabula mulekeraawo okuvuma abalamuzi, mulekeraawo okuvoola obukulembeze bwa DP, mulekeraawo n'okuvoola obukulembeze bwa Electoral Commission. Omuzannyo omulungi tavuma rifari, kuba rifari naye muntu nga ggwe. Yogera ku nsonga zo. Ennaku zino ndaba musuula obubizi, juuzi mwasuula obubizi wano ku kitebe kyaffe. Ekyaneewuunyisa, omusiraamu ye yabakulembere. Akabizi akamu kagula $7,000. Mwongere okuzisuula, tujja kukola faamu y'embizi. Abamu tetulya mbizi naye tujja kuziwa abo abasobola okuzirabirira. Mwongere okuzisuula, tujja kukolawo kafaamu. Naye ng'ekyamazima temuva ku mulamwa, kubanga kino ekibiina twakisangawo era tujja kirekawo. Mulina okutegeera ebiri mu ssemateeka wa Democratic Party, ate mugondere n'ebisalibwawo obukulembeze obuliko. Tugenda kufulumya olukalala lw'abantu bonna betuwadde kaadi za DP ku level za local government. Ekyo tugenda kikola nga wiiki eno tenaba kuggwa. Ate oluvannyuma tufulumye n'olukalala lw'abagenda okwesimbawo ku bwa MP. Tukimanyi bulungi nti abamu babadde balowooza nti bwe batabeera mu DP ekibiina tekijja kutambula. Naye ndowooza mulaba nga bacandidates tuyina bangi. Olwaleero nga tutandika olukuŋŋaana luno olw'abannamawulire, tubategeezezza nga bwe tuyina agenda otukwatira ebbendera ku bwa MP mu disitulikiti y'e Zombo West Nile, ate nga yakulembera ekibiina ky'abakyala mu DP Honorable Sarah Adong. Wano mu Kampala Central tuyina Isaac Mulindwa, e Budadiri mu Bugisu tuyina Polycarp Mudebo, mu Bukoto East tuyina James Semaganda, ne Rubabo tetulutumidde mwana tuyina Shabamagara Eunice. Eyo nno yali constituency ya Professor Kagonyera. Tuyina Bale Andrew e Mawokoto South. Tuyina ne omupya eyakatwegattako okuva Kumi Municipality, Simon Peter Omalinga. No wekaliro owekyotera yagenze wa constituency na wano mu kibuga olwaleero tuyina Bumba John Baptist owa Kampala Central wano mu City, ne tubeera ne James Bossa akulembera ofisi y'omuteesiteesi mu Rubaga District, ate ye chairman wa LC1 e Mutundwe Mbaawo Zone. Bino byonna biraga nti ababadde balowooza nti bwe batabeera mu bukulembeze bwa DP ekibiina tekijja kusikiriza muntu yenna. Kino ekibiina kitambulira ku values, kitambulira ku birowoozo, tekitambulira ku muntu. Era ffekka ng'ekibiina we mutunuulira olabira ddala nga omukulembeze ne waavaawo ekibiina kitambula. Naye mbuulira mu bibiina ebiriwo ab'Ekyadondo, ab'Ekavule, omukulembeze bw'atazuukuka enkya kwera ekibiina kinaasigalawo. Bino byonna biraga nti nga bwe tuyimba bulijjo DP sere. Sirina kutya kwonna nti wajja kubaawo enjawulo mu kibuga ky'e Kampala, era wajja kubaawo enjawulo mu districts endala, kubanga ffe tulumba mu bifo omutali ab'opposition. Kati tuli Isingiro, tujja kuleetayo ababaka nga 3 kuva mu district y'e Isingiro. Eyo nno district yange kuba maama nzaala gy'ava. Tusobola okuwangula, tetulinga bano abeetooloolera wano mu Kampala bwe babulira nti ab'opposition batunda wano era gye balumba, tebaagala kgendako mu districts NRM gy'erina amaanyi. Kati nno mmwe abeesoboddeyo, njagala kubeebaza nnyo okubeera n'omutima gw'ekibiina. Tubaaniriza era tubagumya. Gwayingidde leero n'aludde mu kibiina nga bano bamuzeirwanga ne Deo Njoki gwenda bawali emabega, yadde twakibasangamu, naye nga mu DP tuyina obwenkanya kasita oweereza n'omutima gumu. DP lazima ejja kuyimirira wamu naawe. Tujja kunoonya sente ezeetaagisa eza campaign, tuziteeke mu campaign zammwe. Naffe bennyini tutambulireko mu constituencies zammwe. Tubagumya mu DP kye tutayina kye kigambo kutya. Tetulina kye tutya kubanga buli kimu tukirabye. Ebiseera biri ng'osanga MP wa DP bamukuba essasi misanattuku nga bwe bakola Sebugwawo ow'Emubende. Pulezidenti waffe Benedicto Kiwanuka ne bamubuzaawo, ba Dr. Semogerere ne babasibira emyaka emingi. N'olwekyo tewali mu Uganda muno kibiina kyonna kiina kubeera n'olugezigezi okujja nti nnyini batusomesa struggle. Ffe ba profesa ba struggle ga Democratic Party kubanga buli kimu tukirabyeko. Bino bikatemba bye bazannya wano mu Kampala, eyo si struggle. Mugende muwangule ate nga mumanyi nti ekibiina kijja kubabeererawo. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Etaka emmotoka osobola omukuba essasi n'omuttirawo. Obulamu bw'omuntu osobola okubuteeka ku minzaani ne indicator egula $5,000. Groups zino ebbiri ze zigenda okuwangaala mu byobufuzi bya Uganda kubanga bannayuganda tebaagala kulonda ti waliwo ebibiina 7 oba ebibiina 10. Nga bw'okiraba mu America waliwo ba Republican ne ba Democrats. E Bungereza waliwo Labour ne Conservative. Wogende Germany waliwo Social Democrats ne Christian Democrats. Kati ne mu Uganda groups zino ebbiri ze zigenda otutwala mu maaso. Kati group eno ennene ejja kuba etereza ekisaawe ky'ebyobufuzi nga mwe mulino okumalawo obusagwa obuli mu sides zombi. Ne mu side eno mulimu abalina obusagwa, tulina okubulwanisa. Naye obusagwa obusinga buli mu side eri kubanga tebaagala kuteesa, tebaagala kutuula na muntu yenna, bo balemedde ku kintu kimu, twagala kufulumya dictator. Abo tubayita ba regime change fundamentalists. Bannayuganda mbabiddeko ku kigezo, enkyate temumbuuza kiki ekigenda mu maaso mu Uganda. Ate n'ekirala mukakase nti kano akalulu akagenda mu maaso kajja kubeera ka mirembe. Tewajja kubaawo bino ebyokugamba nti tukole eggaali, tebiriiwo. Gwalina meeting ojja kutuuza meeting olangirire wawo ogenda okukuba olukuŋŋaana lwo, abantu bakusange eyo, naawe oba obasange eyo, oyogere ebibyo, buli omu addeyo eka. Ffe bamakanika abakanika zipikipiki, abookya amasigiri, ffe tuleke, totutulugunya. Ate tojja n'otiisatiisa nti bwe mutaggalawo kitegeeza nti mwagala kunyweza dictator mu buyinza. Nze njagala ssente, njagala kuweerera baana bange, ndi mu kwokya sigiri, ndi mu kukanika booda. Bwe mpulira nga njagala kujja mu lukuŋŋaana lwo, nja kusangayo. Tonkaka bukasi, tonkaka mukwano. Tewabaawo alowooza nti wajja kubaawo akavuyo konna kubanga buli kibiina kijja kusayininga code of conduct nga mwe mulimu bino byenjogedde. Ate ab'effujjo electoral commission esobola okubafulumya ne babeera disqualified. Olaba ne muzannyo gw'omupiira wabeerawo red card ne wobeera Messi, w'osiiwuka empisa bakufulumya. Ndowooza mujjukira waliwo omuzanyi wa France bwe bafulumya yaleeta fujjo mu kisaawe ne bamugamba ssebo ogira otulekamu tutunuulire Uganda wajja eraga n'olwekyo ssebo tofaayo ku nsonga ya Norbert Mao. Norbert Mao oba yeetaaga kugenda kulima ajja kugenda alime, naye bwe njogerera kati nze flag bearer wa Democratic Party kalulu k'obwa president ba delegates banoona ekyo kyekifo kyendimu. Kati bino byoleeta ebibuzaabuza tebikwatagana na bigenda mu maaso, naye olyose ne yatemumbuuza mu ruumu omwo mujja kutuulamu abantu abalimu ensa. Ojja kulaba President Museveni, ojja kulaba Norbert Mao, ojja kulaba Jimmy Akena, ojja kulaba Mathias Mpuuga, ojja kulaba Asumani Basalirwa, ojja kulaba General Muhoozi. Kati ojja kwebuuza bano eggwanga balinywezeza oba nedda? Oluvannyuma otunuulire gurupu eri mulimu Erias Lukwago, mulimu Bobi Wine, mulimu Mugisha Muntu, mulimu simanyi bano beba Peasant Party, Rusania Party oba Vegetable Party. Tukyanoonya n'abalala tubayingize mu kabondo kaffe. Ne Muhammad Nsereko tumwetaaga naye ayina kutwegattako. Olwo bannayuganda balabe nti gurupu eri weneeba yeeterezezza nga bakendeezezza ku busagwa, abannayuganda basobola okubeesiga ne bakwata ku buyinza mu ggwanga. Naye wenjogerera kati tetusobola kujjula bitayidde, bakyali tebanatuuka. Ago ge mazima. Ayagala ogawulira agawulire, ate ayagala gawulira aleme gawulira, ate akutemyako oyagala wambazi. Bye bigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga. Tewabaawo omuntu yenna anoonya visa tolina kudduka eggwanga. Tewabaawo omuntu alowooza nti wajja kubaawo akavuyo mu kulonda. Tewajja kubaawo kavuyo konna. N'emmundu temujja kuziraba ku polling station. Polling station zijja kubeera peaceful. Ojja kulaba abapoliisi nga bakutte emiggo gyokka. Gwaleeta akavuyo, waliwo ebifo bingi bye basobola okukuumira. Tewali gwe bagenda kutulugunya kubanga bannayuganda bamanyi wajje tuvudde. Nze nga Norbert Mao nazaalibwa 67 nga constitution bamaze okugimenya. This is a busy season. We have elections going on. We are pleased that a number of candidates are showing up, particularly for positions in Parliament, and soon we shall be able to publish those who nominated on our ticket as DP. I'm joined on the podium by our parliamentary aspirant for Zombo, Honorable Sarah Adong. On my right, she's the president of the DP Women's League. In the last election, she won, but they robbed her. But that's not all. We have got candidates for councils. Where is our candidate for Rubaga North? Oh, sorry. Joseph Sanyonda, I had not seen you. You are not wearing green today. I want to introduce all the way from Rubabo. That's the constituency that used to be represented by Professor Kagonyera. Shabamagara Eunice is right here on my right. Now, in the city, ebyalo byaffe ne bifuuka bisaka. Ne bw'owulira nti tulumbiddwa abalaalo, si lwakuba nti tuli banafu. Tetuli banafu, tusobola okukozesa ettaka lyaffe. Naye olw'embeera, n'olwekyo wegiwunya mu Uganda, ojja kufuna obuzibu wonna w'obeera. Tusooke tutereze Uganda, buli kimu kijja kutereera. Waliwo ekibuuzo ekirala? Thank you. Akaliwa?